ladies and gentlemen, Brendan McKeigan!
Oh, look at you guys. Fucking right. Oh, look at that. I invite a few friends and we sell out a brewery. Who would have thought, huh? Cheers, everybody. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate it. Oh, I almost didn't make it here after driving around this country for the last couple of months. Oh my God, I have no idea what's going on, but apparently today the weather changed and that just freaked everyone right out. Like what? It snows 10 months out of the year in most of this country. But one snowflake hits a windshield and people are still like, what the fuck was that? Like, why are you panicking so much? Swear to God, weather changes and cars react like fainting codes. Like some sort of defense mechanism, like, you know, weather change, just upside down in a ditch, wheels spinning upside down. Precipitation, and then, how many accidents do you drive by when the weather changes and it's just one car upside down? Like, how did that even happen? Like, man, I didn't want to talk about it. It's insane. Oh my God, there are so many bad drivers in this country. And I'm not trying to place blame, Quebec. I'm just saying. If you're from Quebec and you're here tonight and that upsets you, please learn how to fucking drive, okay? It's probably your fault. You're a terrible driver and you should be ashamed. Usually there's one French guy in the room somewhere. He's like, that joke's not about me, I know how to drive. No. 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 I just love when French Canadian guys say no because it sounds like the snowmobile won't start. No. Yes, tea. No. Tabarnak. No. Not God, yes. No. Then his buddy flies by in one that's working. He's like, wee wee. Oh. Zut alors. No, I almost died a few times in the last couple of weeks. And the ones that you have to worry about are minivans. Oh my God, how do you drive a caravan and not care at all? Get your life together, Susan. What the fuck? Case in point, I'm driving down the street. I'm in the left-hand lane of the street. There's a minivan turning right. But rather than just turn into its immediate lane, you know, like you have to do on a driver's test to get your license to begin with, this minivan pulls out and just goes, I want to touch all of the lanes, yay! And comes in front of me and I'm like, fuck, honk! The guy behind me slams on his brake, I'm like, honk! I'm like, no, it's not me, it's him, honk! I'm like, no, that guy, him, honk! And he's like, yeah, honk! I'm like, guys, it is 2023 or 24, depending on when you're watching this. We have cars that can literally drive themselves now. You're telling me we can't get some sort of sound technology when you need to honk one car ahead of you? How great would that be? You get cut off and slam on your brakes, honk, and the guy's like, yeah, fuck you, buddy. And there's like, I don't know what it would sound like. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but something like, maybe it wraps around, but whatever. But you hear, fuck you, and then, you're like, oh, majority rules, my fault, guys, sorry about that. You guys go ahead, I'm a bad driver. And then I'm approaching an intersection. This should be an easy thing to do, because my light's fully green. So I'm driving towards it, and there's a minivan waiting to turn left that I guess just decided, fuck this, I'm going home. And he did a U-turn through the intersection on a red light. And not just like a tight one around the median, but like the widest U-turn I've ever seen. Like he drove and touched every post in this intersection to make this thing count. I shouldn't have to play Frogger with my car through there. God, and then I'm driving down the highway. And I'm in the fast lane, okay? I'm going a respectable 120. If you don't know what 120 is, Get the fuck out of the fast lane! Get out of there! Oh! Drives me nuts! And I'm sitting there, and then I see it. Just this minivan puttering on the on-ramp. Just so happy to be on a big boy road, you know? You just see him on there. His right blinker's still on from turning on to the on-ramp. He's just sputtering on like, I can't believe they let me do this with both of my glass eyes. And he starts merging into traffic going 50! 50! If you're gonna go 50 on a highway, give up your car and take a train, wherever you go. That's what you deserve now. And not only that, he merged into traffic and it looked like the whole vehicle just stopped. And I don't mean stopped in its place, I just mean gave up. You ever see that? Where you see the car like, okay, time to get into traffic, here we go. Just, it was the slowest drift into traffic with his right blinker still on, but going this way. Oh man, and I'm watching the whole thing happen and it's like, oh, that is an awful lane change. You cut that guy off real bad. But that's okay, because you went into the middle lane and you didn't stop or intend to signal, so good for you. And now you're coming over here. No. Because time slows down when you think you're about to die, everybody. I slam on my brakes, I'm like, swerve over. If I hadn't done that, the front end of my car would have smashed in the back of his minivan. Which, by the way, it was a different color than the rest of the minivan. Because he's been in the situation before. 3 minivans are driving around like, you know what? I'm gonna pull out wherever I want. I'm like, no, you don't know how to pull out. That's why you're driving a fucking minivan. Mad. Oh God, I got so mad. So fucking mad. Like, you ever get that cut off so bad that you're sitting in the lane and you're just like, are you fucking serious? And you floor it, right? Because you've got to catch up to him. Like every time, like, oh, I want to see if you look as stupid as you drive. What's your fucking problem, asshole, right? Oh, I was so mad and I'm flooring it. And he's like, yay! Oh, and I'm like, because I'm what's known as an educational driver, okay? Some people call it road rage, whatever. But I'm just flooring it. I'm like just catching up to him. I'm like, oh, you son of a bitch. People are trying to get to their families. You're driving like a moron right now. And are you on your cell phone? Get off your cell phone, dumbass. That's a $600 fine and 4 demerit points. And did you know annually each year more people are killed from distracted driving than drinking and driving? Yeah, little food for thought, buddy. So I'm underwater. How? But I'm here now, and I'm not driving, and there's a lot of beer, so it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Oh, man, I used to have hope in people, too. Man, I really did. I always gave people benefit of the doubt. Like, I always thought, like, working these part-time jobs in, like, major corporate chains, whatever server job at whatever restaurant. Like, this is how you have to talk to people. Like, people aren't that dumb. And then COVID happened. And I went, oh, yeah, people are that dumb. People are fucking stupid. Like, to the point, the grocery store put arrows on the floor, and people couldn't follow them. It was the greatest system ever, and we ruined it. How easy was it to go in the grocery store and do this? You're like, this is so nice and streamlined, and I'm out the door. Look at how great that is. But some people couldn't understand what an arrow was. I saw one guy, I'm in the middle of an aisle, and then this guy, he's got his cart, and he starts coming around the corner, and there's an arrow pointing at him, and he just stops and stares at it, and then looks up at me, and then stares back at the arrow, and I'm watching him try to process this, and he was like a freshly defrosted Neanderthal. Just trying to become accustomed to what the world is now. He sees the arrow, and it's just like, okay. How me get down that way if arrows say no? Me need to get crackers, but arrow point to me.
Okay, maybe me can reach for crackers. No, they are too far. Okay. Hey, buddy, can you throw me those crackers?
I'm in the middle of the aisle like, no, I can't throw you these crackers, okay? We're not supposed to touch anything that anyone else has touched. Not only that, I just tried to lick my fingers through my mask to open a produce bag. I am not having a good day and I don't want to talk to people. So no, you're not getting these crackers. And then he went, okay. And then he did the smartest, dumbest thing I've ever seen a human being do. He took his cart and went backwards down the aisle. Like he found some sort of COVID loophole. You should have seen how happy this idiot was. He's like,
Yay! Yeah, me get Triscuits now! Crackers!
brutal. Ever since COVID, man, shopping is the worst. It's so brutal. Like, you go clothing shopping now, you go to a mall. Oh, they're trying to make up for last time now. You know, like, and not only that, they're so desperate for sales. You go into a clothing store, these people that work minimum wage are all over you. It's intimidating. Like, they have people positioned at the entrance to a store now. Like, what are you doing there? You know, it's intimidating when you walk up to it and you see people walking back and forth in front like, oh, we owe her, oh, we. It's a Wizard of Oz reference, guys. Get cultured. Point is, they are hounding you with sales before you're even entirely in the store, you know? You break that plane, one foot comes down inside, and as soon as it lands, hi there, do you know I'm gonna help you find a change room? Like, what the fuck, who are you? Jesus Christ. Can I come in? Hi there, can I help you find anything today? No, no. Fuck off. That's what we want to say, right? Like, that's what we want to say. But we're all very Canadian, so we do the polite thing instead, where we say, no thanks, I'm just looking. And we, for some reason, always think that's going to be the it. Like, I solved that problem. But there's a follow-up. There's trained. They are conditioned from corporate overlords. They hear no thanks, just looking, and they're like, okay. Well, just to let you know, the front third of the right wall is all buy one, get one, 50% off. And then back here, that big clearance sign, underneath that is our clearance rack, and everything on there is on clearance. My name is Samantha. I was gonna say Tamara and Samantha, and that happened. It works though. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. No questions, just leave me the fuck alone forever. That'd be nice. So you start thinking, okay, that's over, at least that's done with. So you start walking through the store, like, that's better. And then you see a shirt hanging on the wall that you might like. And you reach up to touch it. And before you even make contact with the garment, they pop out of a clothing rack like some kind of fucking retail ninja. Just, did you want me to start you a change room? You're like, you scared me. Jesus, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's what we want to do, right? That's really what we want to do. But instead, we're still very Canadian. But this time we get slightly passive-aggressive, where we say, no thanks, I'm still just looking. Yeah, I hit her with the still. She knows. But they're trained. They're so trained in conditions like a Pavlovian response. They hear, no thanks, just looking, and they have to go through that follow-up spiel that they've been trained to say, but the human side of their brain tries to fight it because they know they've already said it, and it causes this weird nervous tick the second time around. We're like, okay, well, just to let you... The front third of I would get 150 cents. Are you okay, Samantha? What is wrong with you? And that big clearance, underneath that is our clearance. Blink if you need the police. I will get you help. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
They have my family.
hate it. I hate shopping. It's the worst. I don't mind going shopping with my wife. That's a lot easier when the stakes aren't on me. You know, I'll hold her purse, lean on the clothing rack while she grabs a bunch of stuff. Some guys won't even do that. I don't know why. They're like, I'm not holding a woman's purse in a woman's clothing store. I'm like, what? How scared are you of your own life? Like, you know? Like, what do you think's gonna happen? You're gonna fall into a dress rack and pop out wearing one and love it? Oh my God. Oh, I fucking love sequins. I didn't know that. I look amazing, bro. Just standing there. Be the guy in the store, okay? That's way better than me and the creepy dude staring into the store from out in the mall by himself. Bunch of women by themselves just see this pacing back and forth in front of the store. You're coming home with me, right? Oh, fuck, call the police. Call the police right now. But here's the thing, guys. If you're going shopping with your lady, don't get upset if they go into 5 different stores and try on 5 different sizes of everything in every single store, okay? Because women have what's known as vanity sizing, gentlemen. And so I saw a bunch of guys' heads cock when I said vanity size. I'm like, why would you wear a bathroom sink? That's a terrible idea. Vanity sizing, if you don't know what that is when something's supposed to be your size and it doesn't fit. And then Samantha, she works everywhere now. She comes over to you and says, oh, yeah, well, our sizes fit differently here. Well, who the fuck gave you that right? Do you know what a size is? A size is a universal unit of measure. Keyword, universal. You can't just make them up however you want. That defeats the purpose. Like if I go into Home Depot and I'm like, hey guys, can I get a 2x4? And they're like, yep. Here's a 3.5 by 7 1/3. Enjoy. Yeah, our boards fit differently here. You're gonna get home, finish your backyard, and like, our deck is fucking weird. That's gotta fuck with you ladies when you know what size you are and you're in the change room just reefing on a pair of pants, because it's all 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It doesn't matter. It's all arbitrary. And if you're gonna make them up, make up your own sizes as a store, right? Set yourself apart. How great would you feel, ladies, if you were like, you know, I used to be a size lasagna. Now I'm down to a size clarity, though, so that feels nice. My friend Brittany is a size oxygen. Must be nice not to have kids. That's gotta fuck with you, just in the change room, just sitting there like, what the fuck is wrong with these pants? I swear to God, this was my size like 3 minutes ago. What happened? I'm never having Starbucks while I shop again, that's for sure. Oh my God, and why is it so hot in here? What are these lights made out of? No wonder you never want to come out of the change room. Every time we go shopping with you, you always poke your head out like you're in the shower and forgot shampoo. You know? Like, we're waiting for you. All the guys are sitting on that weird circular, not a fucking couch thing that women's clothing stores have. Like, why don't you have a seat? Don't get too comfortable. And like, won't be a problem. And we see you, and you, oh, you know what? Fuck, this might work. We see you back here. I'm gonna go for it. You're in a change room, and this is all we see. So all the guys are sitting on this weird thing, and we just see this behind a curtain, just going, oh, son of a bitch. Don't say this. What the fuck? Why is this? Do you want to see what I tried on? And you're just like, yeah, just come out of the change room and show me. Like, I don't want to come out of the change room. I've never worn this before. Why would I do that? And you're like, there's 5 mirrors out here. I have 1 mirror in here making me look like shit. Why do I need 5? You're like, okay. So you poke her head in her change room, and now she's standing in the mirror just looking totally defeated by the whole thing, just... Look at how tight this shirt is. My belly sticks way out in this thing, and my nipples are poking through, and I'm wearing a padded bra. I don't even know how that happens. Let's just go to the next store and we'll do this all over again. Because we don't get it. You know why? Because you can't fuck with men's sizes. Some men carry measuring tapes with us at all times. Do you understand? Like it's right here on the belt. If something doesn't fit, we're like, well, you're broken, back to Bangladesh, and we throw it away. That's just what happens. We'll do the same thing you do, though. We'll try it on, but we have fun with it. We don't care. It doesn't bother us one bit. We think it's hilarious. I'm kind of glad to see you. I'm going to go back. So we'll be here, and this is what happens for us, just going. Oh, my God. No way. Do you guys want to see what I tried on? I don't know what's wrong with these clothes, but seriously, look at how tight this shirt is. Look at how tight it is. Oh, buddy. Oh, my belly sticks way out in this thing, huh? Oh, and my nipples are poking through. And then I'm wearing a padded bra. Someone left one in there. I'm like, let's go. Just don't do that to Licenza, trust me. And get all arrested. I much prefer online shopping. Oh, that's the best, isn't it? You don't even have to wear pants. That's the best. Last year, I bought myself something that this Christmas I'm buying for everybody I know. I bought myself Bluetooth gloves. Do you guys know what these are? Okay, I'll tell you. You can look these up. They are real. Not right now. I'm doing something. You can find them on Amazon, but these are winter gloves that connect to your smartphone using Bluetooth technology. And the only way to talk on the phone is by holding your hand up to your head in that classic telephone pose. Oh, the looks that you get talking into one of these things? Yes, please. Yes, please. Because remember when Bluetooth earpieces were brand new? And you'd see someone walking down the street and it was on the other side of his head? So you were just like, look at that guy, he's crazy. He's not even talking to anybody, just walking down the street like blah, 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 ha, 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 ha. You know what looks way more crazy? Walking down the street, talking into your own hand. Oh, I love it. Just going up, people driving by cars, and you're like, hi there, how's it going? Yeah, hi, what's up, man? Yeah, no, we're gonna go out tonight, probably around 8 o'clock. Do you want, hey, what's up? Yeah, no, I don't know where you wanna meet at. 1 second, I have another call. Hello, who's this? Gonna have to make it quick. I got someone on the other hand. Oh, they're the best. Oh, I love them. And if you're anything like my wife never answers her phone, ever. So her parents call me by default looking for her all the time. So we were walking down the street when my phone rang. And I was like, hello? Hi, Brendan. Is Jade around? Yes, she is. Just a second, please. Honey, it's for you. Oh, if you think talking into your own hand looks stupid, picture someone else that does not want to, but is obligated to talk into your hand because it's their mother on the line. Oh, it was so great. She's holding onto my wrist, talking into this thing, just like, oh, let's make it quick. Hi, Mom. Yeah, I don't know. Brunch tomorrow. What time are we doing brunch? And she just likes talking into it. Isn't it fun, everybody? And she's like, just quit fucking around. What time are we doing brunch? And I'm like, you know what? I'll just put her on speaker. So about 10:30 or so, maybe you guys want to come over. We'll have mimosas. You have to do that part. You guys get it, right? It was just way more fun. Man, I want to buy a crate of these things. Just a massive crate, and go into like a major city, drop them off in a downtown core, like the finance, politicians, judges, lawyers, wherever serious jobs are taking place. Because nothing would bring me greater joy than to sit inside of a coffee shop and see some guy losing his mind into a Bluetooth glove. Because you can't have an angry phone call and yell into a mitten. Do you understand? Oh, how great would that be? You see some guy in a long trench coat just like, I don't care about your weekend. You get me that Morris file by 9 a.m. Monday or you find another job. Slam! Fuck, my hand's broken. Oh, no. Oh, that call is disconnected. Oh, man, it'd be great if you could text with them. Oh, that'd be nice. I don't even know how you do it, though. Where are you guys right now? Question mark. Send. I don't know how you do it. I don't know. They're fucking weird. So I am married. It's pretty fantastic. We had a longer engagement, which was very nice. We weren't in any kind of rush. But I did learn something from being engaged, is that as men, we really don't get enough credit when we get engaged. You guys went real quiet. Hear me out, okay? I'm not trying to be sexist or start some sort of war. There's just a lot of if you're the one proposing, you have a lot of planning to do. You've got to figure out the perfect ring to buy, where to propose, how to propose, to get pictures, a video, a fucking dancing flash mob. What do you do, right? And as a woman, all you have to do is pretend to be surprised when we finally propose. Right? Because you already know it's coming. Like, oh my God. Are you proposing on the day you're acting the weirdest you ever fucking have? Didn't see that coming, yay! And ring shopping is daunting. You ever done that as a guy and you've never done it before? Oh my God. It's tough, right? And when we were dating, I would ask my wife, I said, what kind of rings stand out to you? What do you like? And she's like, well, I like classic and elegant rings, but like modern with a unique twist to them. Suddenly I become the caveman now, and I'm like,
Okay. Me go find you rock. Yeah.
So I finally end up at this little boutique jewelry store. It's pretty fantastic. There was a woman that was working there. She was so over the top, but like in a great way. Like she hyped you up for your proposal, which is what you need, right? Because it's an intimidating thing to do from start to finish. So I come back in the store and she goes, oh my God, it's you! And I'm like, yeah, all right, hi, yeah. I'm like, listen, I've been shopping around. I feel really good about it. I'm going to go with this ring right here. And she's like, oh, that is such a good choice. And I'm like, thank you very much. Okay, I appreciate that. And she's like, did you pick this out on your own or did she help you? And I was like, oh, thank you for asking. That is all Brendan. Thank you very much. Yeah, no big deal. And she's like, oh my God, she is so lucky. And I'm like, you're fucking right, she is. Yeah! That's the confidence you need to go propose, right? Like you take the ring, like, boom, fuck ah! Don't ever propose that way. I don't know why I did that. Boom! Ha ha! Yeah! What the fuck? Did you just tell me to suck it after proposing? That's weird. Why would I do that? No, but it felt great. I felt very confident to go propose. So I proposed and she said yes. And now she had a diamond ring that she could show off to friends and family. And what I learned is that women go absolutely bananas when one of their friends gets engaged. Holy shit, do you love someone else's diamond ring? It's incredible. And for her telling people, it was kind of like high school kids found access to fireworks that they should not have access to. You know what I mean? Her friends are like, how was the weekend? The fuse is lit, go. Because every time she'd be sitting there like, all the girls are like, You do that weird circle jump that women do? Causes a vortex, sucks in cats. It's weird. You're like excited Muppets when one of you gets engaged. Like, what? And every single time, I'm standing off on the side like, I got engaged too. Yeah. You know what I got to show for it? Nothing. Nothing. And by that, I mean, I don't have anything to show off to my guy friends that will make them as excited as diamond rings make other women. That's all I'm saying. We should get something. I don't care what. Give us engagement swords. I don't care. Look at how many guys and you're like, swords. How amazing would that be? You get engaged as a guy, you get to go tell your friends at the pub. You'd be here, boot the door open. Your buddy just turns and looks at you and he's like, there's something different about you. And you walk in with the hilt of a sword sticking out from behind you like, oh really? What could it be? Ha 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 ha. And he's like, is that what I think it is? And you go, shing, I am to be wed. And he goes, oh my God. Did she pick that out or did you help her? And you're like, she did it with the power of nuptials. And you're like, ah, you are so lucky. I just want a fucking sword, guys. I want a sword. So we got married and then I got her pregnant right away. First try. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm very potent. But we didn't know what to do because we weren't thinking it was going to happen that quickly. But whatever. That's life, right? And when we got married, my wife chose to keep her own last name because she's an adult and can make those choices, and it doesn't bother me one bit. And sure, one woman's like, and one guy who's trying to sleep with a date is like, yes, I believe that's nice too. Oh, it doesn't bother me at all, right? But then we were pregnant so quickly that we didn't know what to do for the baby's name. So we went the old hyphenated last name route. Yeah, you guys hate that. It got real quiet in here. Oh, you're gonna hate the next part then, because I was the one to suggest to my wife, I'm like, I think we should put your name last. Yeah. Oh, did someone just faint? Oh, man. My whole reasoning was that it just sounds better, okay? Her last name's Kemp, mine's McKeigan. If you put it that way, Kemp McKeigan, I'm sorry. What? What's your last name? Kemp McKeigan? Kemp McKeigan? Are you having a stroke? What's wrong with you? McKeigan Kemp. Oh, that's much easier to say. Let's go with that one. And it doesn't bother me one bit, okay? I got 2 girls at home. They call me dad. It doesn't bother me what's on the back of a jersey or a driver's license or anything. And some guys get really upset. Like, I've been cornered after shows. I've had a guy in my face screaming. He's like, yo, that is your right as a man. I'm like, you have a lot of jowls, sir. That is you get your name on that baby. I'm like, all right, calm down, sir. I'm like, why are you so angry? He goes, because that's the reason a man gets his last name on a baby. And I'm like, I didn't fucking do anything, okay? My wife did all of the work. She had awful pregnancies. Like, oh my God, for the first 3 months, oh, she was so sick every single day. Every single day. Like, she'd walk into the kitchen, she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm thinking about cooking food. And she went, bleh. Like, that's how sensitive she was to all of this, right? Like, oh, the thought of food, bah. Like, no, thank you. And then for the last 6 months, Also very sick, do you understand? It never stopped. Then she finally does go into labor, and it was 27 hours of double contractions. Google it, not now, I'm doing something. With zero progression. Yeah, and my wife has this phobia of needles, so she was like in immense pain and didn't want to do the epidural, and then like they're trying all of these fucking doctor's remedies that were for sure written by a man in the 1950s. You know, they got my wife sitting on this, you know, on the edge of a tub, just like, why don't you just sit in hot water? That'll be nice, huh? Doesn't that feel good? Just waiting for the baby like this? Hey, isn't that, like, what is that gonna do for a child? They're gonna be inside the womb like, oh, what is this, a pool party? Hi, everybody. Hi. Oh, shit, a swim-up bar. Like, no. And obviously that didn't work. So then they're like, okay, well, why don't you sit on this exercise ball in the middle of the room in your ill-fitting gown and just bounce for a while on it. Won't that be nice? Like, what is this gonna do? Is that how science works now, ladies? You just sit in a ball like, get the fuck out of me! Nothing was working. She was in so much pain, and then finally they're like, you have to do the epidural. She goes, I don't like needles. And like, oh, don't worry about that. It's more like a spear in your spine. So that's something. And here to perform your epidural is 2008 Summer Games gold medalist. Just walking in the room like, hey, oh, God. So they give her the epidural, and it didn't take, everybody. Yeah. So now she's just sitting there writhing, still with a double contraction, still going through all this weird stuff. And then finally the doctor's in there, and he's giving her an exam. She's laying on her side. She's just exhausted from all this. And then he goes, huh, that's weird. And I'm sitting in the corner like, oh, fuck. And then the alarm bell goes off above her bed, and all of the wait staff come running in room. Sorry, nurses, we're at a hospital. There's a lot of wait staff in here running around. That got me confused. I have ADD. It was kind of like a restaurant, though, because they all came running in like, someone's got a birthday! No, so all the nurses come running in the room and they're doing this, like, like pretending like everything's fine. And then the doctor says, hey, listen, so you need to have an emergency C-section right now. And she's like, what? And then they cart her out. And then they hand me medical scrubs like, here, put these on. And I'm like, oh, I don't know how to perform this surgery. I have not watched that YouTube tutorial yet. I don't know. And they're like, no, just put these on, sit in the OR on this metal stool, and do not move. And I'm like, that I can do. So now I'm sitting in the middle of the OR by myself on a stool, like, okay, when does this show start? And then sure enough, they wheel my wife in on a gurney, and she's high as a kite and awake for all of this. And she's got a partition, so she can't see from here down. They wheel her right next to me. She can't see from here down, but I can, everybody. My wife looks at me and she's like, we're gonna be parents soon. And as she's saying that, there's a doctor cutting a hole in her abdomen. And she's smiling about it. And I'm like, yeah, we are. And she's like, is the baby here yet? And I'm like, no, not yet. You're doing great. She goes, I can't wait to meet her. And I look back, and the doctor at this point is reaching into my wife like she's a vending machine with stuck chips inside. Like, I'm not losing another $1. And then she's like, she's giggling as a doctor pulls a human life out of this hole that he made and presents it to the operating room like Simba in the fucking Lion King. Like, all the nurses are like, And I'm sitting there like, what the fuck? fuck is going on? At what point through everything I've just described happening, do you think it's fair for me to be like, oh, hey, by the way, guys, why don't you go ahead and put my name on her? Thanks very much. I think I earned it. I did a lot of great work here today. Doesn't make any sense, you know? It's kind of like this old commercial. I don't know if you guys have seen it. The mom, she's making dinner in the kitchen, and the son's at the table, and he goes, I want to help. So she's like, okay, here, shake this bag of chicken. He goes, yay, I'm doing something. Ha 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 ha. And then it cuts to the family eating dinner, and the husband says to the wife, wow, honey, this is really good. What is this? And she's like, oh, it's shake and bake. And then the kid says, and I helped. Fuck you! Oh, you little asshole! You shook a bag for 10 seconds. You don't get credit for the entire meal at that point. You understand? Someone else did all the work. And that's what I did, everybody. I shook my bag for 10 seconds. And now I'm a father. We're all very proud of me. It's weird though now. Oh God, they're a 4 and a 2-year-old. Oh, it's great. I love it. They're both girls and they're so fun. But like one of my oldest was sick recently. And so my wife and I, we were just looking up on our phones what might be wrong because it was nothing major. And we're like, okay, mild fever, give her some children's Advil. We don't have to rush her to the hospital. My mom and my stepdad are over, and my stepdad looks over while we're looking this up on her phone, and he goes, you know, you guys were lucky. When you were that age, we didn't have the internet to look up what was wrong with you. And that was it, everybody. That's all he said. There was no follow-up. There was nothing to say, so we had to take you to the emergency room, or so we had to take you to the doctor. He said it in a way that implied at one point there may have been more of us. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's why we didn't name you guys until you were 5. Didn't want to grow attached. Do you remember your sister Nancy? No? Exactly. Oh my God. And then my mom, bless her heart, she's just trying to help. She goes, you know what you should do? I'm like, I'm gonna stop you right there. Okay? Because you're a boomer and your medical advice is not to be trusted. Because what was the answer for everything when you were a kid? Oh my God, ginger ale, right? Every time you were sick and you had boomer parents like, oh, you have a tummy ache? Psst, have a ginger ale. Who are you looking to approval for? Oh, you fell off your bike and skinned your knee open? Psst. Let's pour some ginger ale on that wound. Clean that right up. Oh, you have juvenile diabetes for some reason? Why don't you have a ginger ale? That should clear it right up. It's insane. I'm sorry, boomers, but your medical advice is awful. It came from TV Guide in the 1970s. You were the same generation that spent the 70s making Jell-O casseroles and bringing them to people's house as a gift. You would stuff turkey into green Jell-O molds and show up at Carol's house. I'm like, hi, Carol, I made this for you. And then Carol, without sarcasm, would say, thank you, this looks delicious. I can't wait for all of us to eat this and not get sick. Whenever a boomer gives medical advice, you always sound like an 1800s witch doctor, you know? Oh, when you were sick, we'd rub 2 squirrels together over a pot of lemons. We would face south. Oh, yeah, you gotta face south. And it doesn't even stop there. Like when my wife was pregnant, the advice that she got all the time was awful. So bad. Like one woman comes up to her, she goes, just because you're pregnant, you can still have a glass of wine every once in a while. Okay, your son's chewing on electrical cord over there, so maybe we don't trust you with that. He's 37. And then another woman was like, so now that you're pregnant, I hope that you've been doing your stretching. And my wife's like, yeah, I have a great prenatal yoga class. It's really fantastic. I love it. And she's like, that's not what I mean. I mean, for 5 minutes a day in the shower, you should be doing your stretching. This woman was insinuating that my wife should just pull her vagina open to get it ready. It's not a fucking baseball glove. That's not how it works. You can't just pound it for a while, stuff a ball in it and a rubber band, and be like, can't wait to see that in the spring. It's insane. You can't do that. You can't just pull on your genitals and make them larger. Trust me. And every other guy in here, apparently, based on that. If it was that easy, do you know how many guys would have a cinder block underneath their table right now? Just dragging them out of here after, like, that was a fun show. Can't wait to go back. Never stops either. Not one thing, it's another. My wife, she recently had a bout of mastitis. If you don't know what that is, that's where there's a blockage in your boobie. So the milk hose doesn't operate. There's a little booby elf and he pinches the milk hose. Again, I'm not a doctor. I don't know if I've made that clear. No, but it was very painful. Okay, her boob made ting sounds. A boob should not ting. When you go ting, 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 like it was hard swollen and she was sweating from pain. I have not seen her in this much pain since she was in labor, okay? So I know, and my wife is very tough. So when this happens, I'm like, oh, fuck, you are in a lot of pain. So I'm looking up, I'm on my phone. I'm like, what can we do? Because it's the future and we can do that now. And my stepdad was not there for this, thank God. You know what you should do? You shouldn't name that titty. Well, that's weird. Thanks. So I'm like, what about a hot compress? So we try that. She goes, it's not working. Oh, God, it hurts so much. I don't know what to do. And I'm like, it says here maybe a hot shower will work. And she's like, I guess. So she goes upstairs, tries a hot shower, comes downstairs. She goes, it's not working either. Oh, God, I don't know what to do. Oh, God. I'm like, do you want like another hot compress? She goes, no. She goes, you know what? I'm going to try my breast pump. Now, when my wife got pregnant, all of her friends went splitsies on this top-of-the-line breast pump from my wife. It's a weird thing, and it has a setting that goes to 14. Which is a weird number for anything, right? Like, we can all agree that's a weird thing. And in the manual, it's like, do not use past 9. You're like, okay. That's a weird thing to have in there, but you're like, okay. So she puts it on, she goes, I gotta try this, maybe I can just pump it out. So she puts it on and turns the machine on to a regular 4, and it's just... And she's like, it's not working. Oh, I don't know what to do. I gotta turn it up. So she turns it up to 7. And it starts going. Glasses on the table are rippling at this point. Like in Jurassic Park when the T-Rex is approaching. There's one eye in front of our living room window. And she's like, oh my God, it's not working. I don't know what to do. And she's like, fuck it. That was my voice, by the way. My wife does not sound like Hulk Hogan, if anyone's curious. Fuck it. Well, you know something, brother. This little titty's gonna come boiling down. What you gonna do? No. I don't know why I would do that. No, so she's like, fuck it. And she cranks this thing all the way up. The machine starts shaking on the table, going... Her nipples getting pulled into this breast pump. Back and forth, and I'm watching it like, I'm like, The human body is incredible. Her nipple looked like a cartoon wolf snout when it's like, and she slams the machine off. She's like, it's not working. Looks at me and says, you're gonna have to suck it out. Like she got bit by a snake in the Australian outback. And I get excited, right? Because I see a boobie and I'm like, yeah, boobie. And she's like, no, this is not fun time, okay? I'm in a lot of pain. You get in there and you do this right now. And I'm like, oh, fuck, it's game time. Oh, ooh. I come running up to her, high-fiving the dog and the cat like a Super Bowl entrance through my own living room. And I grab her boob and I just start going to town. I'm like, I'm looking up at her for approval, which was weird. I'm like, oh, God. I was sucking on it like a thick milkshake to a thin straw. You know what I mean? Like, just going to town. Like, I was pulling muscles in both sides of my neck. You ever pull one side? Like, fuck, ow, that hurts. I did it in two sides, but I kept going because that's what love is, everybody. And now I'm like, and she's like, oh my God, it's close. I think it's actually gonna happen. And I went, for Asgard! I don't know why I yelled it either, but I did. And I'm like, and then her boob, like a fireman releasing a hydrant on the hot summer's day for all the neighborhood children to play in. While I'm right in front of it, just went, paf! And I'm like, I'm getting water boobied. I look up at my wife and she's like, ha 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 ha. I'm like, that is not fair. I have never asked you to do this. Guys, I'm Brendan McKeigan. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. Really appreciate you. Thank you.